Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to speak to the depths of your soul. I want to speak to that part of you that feels unheard, overlooked, and underestimated. The world is loud, it is noisy. Everyone is shouting, fighting, and pushing to be seen. But I tell you today, there is power in silence. There is power in focus. There is power in trusting the process of life. When you learn to stay silent, you stop giving your energy to distractions. You stop arguing over what you cannot control. You stop trying to prove yourself to people who will never understand your journey. And in that silence, something incredible begins to happen. Life starts to move in your favor. Doors you could not open with shouting begin to swing wide open. Opportunities you could not see start lining up before you. Focus within. Focus on your purpose. Focus on your growth. The world is busy trying to pull you into chaos, but your destiny is quietly waiting for you to align with it. The more you cultivate your inner strength, the more your outer world begins to reflect the power within. You do not have to chase success. Success begins to chase you when your heart is aligned with your calling. Life is about patience. Life is about discipline. Life is about knowing that your time is coming, and rushing will only delay the manifestation of your purpose. While others are busy competing and comparing, you are quietly building, quietly preparing, quietly praying, quietly winning. Silence is not weakness, it is strategy. Focus is not rigidity, it is wisdom. And when you master this, you will watch life bring you everything you need in its perfect timing, in its perfect way. Remember, everyone will understand your silence. Some will mock it. Some will try to provoke you. But those who belong in your journey will recognize it. Those who are meant to support your growth will respect it. And the universe, God, life itself, whatever you call it, is orchestrating for your victory. So stay silent. Focus within. Let the noise of the world fade. Let the whispers of your soul guide you. And watch as life delivers to you, not what you chase, what you deserve. I want you to hear me today, because this message is meant for those who are tired of shouting, tired of proving themselves, tired of running after things that do not belong to them. I want to remind you of a truth so powerful, yet so misunderstood. Silence is strength. Yes, silence. That quiet pause you feel when the world is screaming. That stillness you crave when chaos surrounds you. Restraint you practice when your instincts are screaming to react. Many people mistake silence for weakness. They see someone who does not argue, who does not boast, who does not fight back, and they say, look, they are timid, they are small, they are weak. But let me tell you something, silence is not the absence of power, it is the presence of it. Strength is not always loud. Strength is not always seen. Strength is not measured by how much you yell, how much you assert, or how quickly you respond. Real strength often comes quietly. It is cultivated in the unseen moments of life, in the private battles that nobody knows about, in the discipline to hold your tongue when your heart wants to explode. Strength is keeping your dignity when others try to tear it away. Strength is standing tall when everyone expects you to crumble. Strength is choosing your words, choosing your battles, and choosing your moments with intention. Think about the river. The river does not announce its path. It does not demand attention. It does not fight for its way. Yet, quietly, it carves through mountains. It flows with persistence. It changes landscapes without noise, without argument, without conflict. That is the power of silence. That is the strength that comes when you stop reacting to every provocation, every insult, every attempt to derail you. You become like the river, unstoppable, patient, and transformative. Silence gives you clarity. When you stop shouting, when you stop trying to prove yourself, you stop reacting to the chaos of the world, your mind begins to see clearly. Your heart begins to understand what matters and what does not. Your spirit begins to align with your purpose. There is a wisdom that comes in silence that no argument can teach. There is a power that grows in restraint that no victory in conflict can give. When you remain silent, you are not weak. You are strategic. You are calculating. You are building momentum that cannot be seen until it is time to move. Many of us have been trained to believe that speaking up, reacting, or defending ourselves immediately is the path to strength. But listen closely. Those who truly dominate life are those who understand timing, patience, and restraint. Silence allows you to assess, to understand, and to choose your response wisely. Silence gives you power because it hides your next move. Silence creates mystery. Silence allows life to unfold in your favor while others are busy exhausting themselves on meaningless battles. I am not speaking of cowardice. I am speaking of deliberate restraint. I am speaking of choosing when to fight, when to speak, and when to step back. There is an intelligence in silence. There is wisdom in holding your words until they carry weight. And there is victory in waiting, because the world often gives what is yours, not when you shout, but when you are ready. Think about the lions in the wild. The lion does not roar at every animal it sees. It does not challenge every threat. It does not exhaust its energy on insignificant matters. The lion rests. The lion observes. The lion waits for the perfect moment to strike. And when it does, no one forgets it. That is what silence can do for you. That is the strength in restraint. That is the power in patience. Silence also protects your energy. When you react to every situation, you are giving away your power. You are transferring your energy to things that do not deserve it. You are feeding the chaos, the negativity, the distraction. When you choose silence, you conserve your energy for what truly matters. You focus on your growth. You focus on your purpose. You focus on the work that will actually transform your life. Silence is strength because it allows you to invest in what is productive and to ignore what is destructive. Moreover, silence commands respect. There is something about a person who does not have to prove themselves constantly that others notice. People are drawn to strength that is quiet. People are intimidated by restraint. People respect the one who can stand firm without boasting, the one who can rise without argument, the one who can win without seeking validation. The world may not always understand it, but those who are wise see it. Those who are aligned with your vision recognize it, and life itself honors it. Silence also strengthens your inner world. When you stop reacting, stop worrying about what others think, when you stop chasing approval, you begin to build an unshakable inner foundation. You begin to trust yourself. You begin to rely on your intuition. You begin to walk in your power without fear of judgment or rejection. Silence allows your soul to speak, your heart to guide, and your purpose to unfold. It is in this sacred quiet that your destiny is formed. The most powerful people in the world are not always the loudest. They are not always the most aggressive. They are not always the most visible. The most powerful people are those who have learned the art of silence. They have learned to choose their battles, to guard their energy, to wait for the right time, and to act with precision. They have learned that silence is not the absence of action, but the preparation for it. Silence is not the absence of power, but the reservoir of it. Embrace silence. Do not fear it. Do not mistake it for weakness. Do not let the noise of the world convince you that you must shout, fight, or prove yourself. Stay silent and observe, build, grow, plan, rest. And then, when the time comes, strike with unstoppable force. Because the world will see your victory. The world will recognize your strength. And the world will realize that silence was never weakness. It was your power all along. Let silence guide you. Let it protect you. Let it strengthen you. Let it be the quiet engine that drives your life forward. And remember, those who rush, those who shout, those who react impulsively, they may have momentum, but they will never have the depth, the patience, or the lasting strength that comes from silence. Stay silent. Focus within. Protect your energy. Build your destiny. And watch as life brings you everything you need, not through noise, not through struggle, but through the quiet, unstoppable, deniable strength that lives within you. I want to speak to you about something so critical, yet so often overlooked. Something that has the power to transform your life in ways you cannot yet imagine. It is not about what others think of you. It is not about the money you make, the recognition you receive, or the titles you hold. It is not about your status, your possessions, or even your outward achievements. No, today, I want to talk about inner growth. Inner growth is the foundation of everything you will ever achieve. It is the soil in which your dreams are planted, the roots that keep you standing strong in storms, and the unseen power that propels you forward when the world is trying to hold you back. Without inner growth, all external success is fragile. Without inner growth, every achievement is temporary. Without inner growth, you are like a tree without roots. easily uprooted, easily shaken, easily forgotten. Focusing on inner growth means turning your attention inward. It means asking the hard questions about yourself. Who am I really? What do I value? What am I becoming? It means examining your thoughts, your habits, your beliefs, and your patterns. It means taking responsibility for your own life and your own evolution rather than blaming circumstances, other people, or the world for where you are. It is uncomfortable, it is challenging, it requires courage, but it is the only way to truly rise. When you focus on inner growth, you begin to understand that life is not about competition with others. Life is not about comparing yourself to someone else's highlight reel. Life is about becoming the best version of yourself. It is about refining your character, strengthening your mind, purifying your heart, expanding your spirit. It is about becoming so whole, so resilient, so powerful on the inside that the outside world has no choice but to respond to your energy, your focus, and your presence. Inner growth requires patience. It does not happen overnight. It cannot be rushed. It is a journey, not a destination. Every challenge you face, every obstacle you overcome, every mistake you make, these are not setbacks. They are lessons. They are opportunities to expand your understanding, to deepen your wisdom, and to fortify your soul. The more you embrace these experiences, the more you grow inwardly. And the more prepared you become for the life you are destined to live. Focusing on inner growth also means letting go of what no longer serves you. It means releasing toxic relationships, unhealthy habits, limiting beliefs, and fears that keep you small. It means forgiving those who have wronged you, not for their sake, but for your own peace. It means cleaning out the clutter of your mind and your heart so that there is room for something new, something better, something greater. Growth cannot occur in a space filled with negativity, resentment, or doubt. You must make room for your evolution. It begins within. When you focus on inner growth, you cultivate resilience. Life will challenge you. That is certain. The storms will come. The disappointments will arrive. The people who doubt you will speak, and the opportunities you expect may seem delayed. When you have focused on your inner growth, you are unshakable. You have an inner strength that cannot be taken away. You have wisdom that guides your decisions. You have patience that allows you to wait for the right time. You have faith in yourself, and in the process, anchors you through every trial. Inner growth also fosters clarity. When your inner world is aligned, when your thoughts, beliefs, intentions are focused, you begin to see life more clearly. You can discern opportunities from distractions. You can recognize the people who support your journey from those who drain your energy. You can make decisions from a place of wisdom rather than emotion. Clarity comes from inner work. Clarity comes from self-reflection. Clarity comes from understanding that your power is within you, not outside of you. Critical aspect of inner growth is emotional intelligence. When you focus inward, you become aware of your emotions, your triggers, and your responses. You learn to manage yourself rather than letting circumstances or other people control you. You become less reactive and more intentional. You communicate with power because your words carry weight. You lead with empathy because you understand yourself. You make choices with discernment because your decisions are rooted in self-awareness. Emotional intelligence is not something you are born with. It is cultivated through inner growth, through reflection, through awareness, through discipline. Inner growth also strengthens your relationships. When you understand yourself, you interact with others from a place of authenticity. You no longer seek validation or approval because you are secure in who you are. You no longer attract toxic energy because your boundaries are clear. You connect with people on a deeper level because your presence is grounded, your energy is strong, and your intentions are pure. The better you know yourself, more meaningful your connections become, and finally, focusing on inner growth transforms your purpose. When you invest in yourself, when you cultivate your mind, your heart, and your spirit, your purpose becomes clear. You begin to understand why you are here, what you are meant to contribute, how you are meant to serve. Your actions become intentional. Your life gains direction. Your energy is no longer scattered, and your impact multiplies. Inner growth aligns you with destiny. It makes your life unstoppable. Stop looking outward for validation. Stop seeking external approval. Stop comparing yourself to the world. Turn your gaze inward. Ask the hard questions. Do the inner work. Embrace discomfort. Learn from your failures. Release what no longer serves you. Build your strength, your resilience, your clarity, your wisdom, your purpose. Grow inwardly until your inner world is unshakable, until your energy is undeniable, and until your life reflects the greatness you have cultivated within. When you focus on inner growth, everything changes. Your thoughts become sharper. Your decisions become wiser. Your relationships become healthier. Your energy becomes magnetic. Your purpose becomes clear. And life, in response to your inner alignment, begins to bring you exactly what you need. Opportunities, blessings, success, and fulfillment, because you have done the one thing that matters most. You have grown within. Focus on your inner world. Nourish your mind. Strengthen your heart. Expand your spirit. Build the foundation that will support every dream you dare to pursue. Let the noise of the world fade. Let the chaos around you pass. Focus within. Watch as life transforms around you, because true power always begins from the inside. To speak to you today about a trap that so many people fall into, a trap so subtle, yet so destructive, a trap that steals your peace, your power, purpose. It is the trap of seeking validation from others. Yes, seeking validation, looking for approval, asking for permission, waiting for someone else to tell you that you are worthy, that you are capable, that you are enough. I am here to tell you that this stops today. The truth is, validation from others is a fleeting illusion. It is temporary. It is conditional. If your self-worth depends on the opinions of others, then your peace is always at the mercy of their judgments, their moods, their biases. And let me tell you something, people will not always understand your journey. People will not always see your vision. People will not always appreciate your sacrifices, but you cannot allow their perspective to define your worth. You must define it for yourself. You must be the one who stands in your own authority, who recognizes your own power, and who trusts your own voice. Seeking validation is exhausting. It drains your energy. It pulls you away from your purpose. It causes you to live your life in the shadows of other people's expectations rather than the light of your own calling. You begin to alter who you are to please others. You compromise your values. You hide your dreams. You shrink yourself to fit a mold that was never meant for you. In the process, you rob the world of your unique gifts, your authentic voice, your irreplaceable presence. When you stop seeking validation, you reclaim your power. You understand that the only approval you need is your own. You learn to trust your instincts, your intuition, your judgment. You no longer wait for someone else to tell you that you are ready, that you are capable, or that you are worthy. You know it because it is in your heart. You know it because it is in your spirit. You know it because your life is proof of your resilience, your growth, and your determination. People who will criticize you the most are often the ones who are blind to their own potential. People who will doubt you are often projecting their own fears and insecurities onto you. The people who will try to stop you are often struggling to overcome their own limitations. And when you seek validation from them, you are giving them power over your life, power that they do not deserve. You must take that power back. You must stand firm. You must believe in yourself, even when the world does not. Stopping the need for validation also gives you freedom. When you are no longer concerned with what others think, you can finally live authentically. You can pursue your dreams without hesitation. You can express your creativity without fear of judgment. You can speak your truth without anxiety. Freedom begins the moment you release the need for external approval. And when you live free, your energy becomes magnetic. Your presence becomes undeniable. Your life begins to attract the people, the opportunities, blessings that align with your purpose. Seeking validation is also a barrier to growth. Growth requires courage, risk, and discomfort. When you are constantly asking for approval, you are placing limits on yourself. You will hesitate to step out of your comfort zone. You will doubt your abilities. You will avoid challenges that expand your potential. Growth comes from trust in yourself, from believing in your abilities, from moving forward even when no one else is cheering you on. It comes from understanding that your life is your responsibility and your success is your creation. When you stop seeking validation, you also inspire others. People are drawn to those who are confident, who are self-assured, who walk in their own power. You become a living example of what is possible when you trust yourself. You give permission for others to stop seeking approval too. You create a ripple effect of courage, authenticity, and empowerment. And nothing is more powerful than the example of someone who stands unapologetically in their truth. Seeking validation can make you a prisoner. You begin to live in fear of rejection, criticism, or disapproval. You measure every decision, every action, every word by how it will be received. And in doing so, you cage yourself in limitations that do not exist. You become small in order to fit expectations that were never yours. When you stop seeking validation, you break free. You step into your own authority. You claim your life. You embrace your power. You take full responsibility for your happiness, your success, and your destiny. The world will always have opinions. People will always talk. They will praise. They will criticize. They will support. They will doubt. But your job is not to control their perspective. Your job is to master your own. Your job is to cultivate self-respect, self-belief, and self-reliance. Your job is to nurture your inner voice until it is louder than all the noise outside. Because the only validation that truly matters is the validation you give yourself. The only approval that counts is the one you grant yourself. Imagine making decisions freely, pursuing your dreams relentlessly, expressing your ideas boldly, and walking your path without hesitation. Imagine the peace, confidence, and the strength that comes from knowing that you are enough exactly as you are, with all your gifts, all your flaws, all your brilliance. Imagine the energy you will have when you no longer waste it seeking permission to live. That, my friends, is power. That is freedom. That is life lived on your own terms. Stop asking for approval. Stop waiting for someone to recognize your worth. Stop measuring your success by the standards of others. You are enough. You are capable. You are worthy. Your life, your dreams, your purpose are not dependent on anyone else's validation. Walk boldly, speak clearly, pursue passionately, and know that the world will catch up to your greatness when you refuse to compromise your truth. Remember, the strongest people in the world are not the ones constantly seeking praise. They are the ones who believe in themselves, who trust their journey, and who live unapologetically. They do not need approval. They do not need recognition. They do not need anyone to tell them they are enough. They already know. And so should you. Stop seeking validation. Trust yourself. Believe in your voice. Honor your journey. Claim your power. And watch as your life transforms, not because the world has acknowledged you, but because you have acknowledged yourself. I want to speak to your spirit today. I want to remind you of something that the world often forgets, something that our hearts often doubt, something that our impatience constantly questions. Truth is this: trust the timing of life. We live in a world that moves fast, a world that rewards urgency, speed, and immediate results. A world that tells us we must have it now, success now, recognition now, answers now. And when things don't happen according to our schedule, we panic. We worry, we become frustrated, we compare ourselves to others and think, why not me? Why now? But I am here to tell you, life unfolds on its own schedule, and its timing is perfect. Trusting the timing of life is not about being passive. It is not about sitting back and doing nothing. No, it is about acting with intention, working with diligence, preparing with purpose, while simultaneously allowing life to bring what you need at the right moment. It is about understanding that every delay, every setback, every closed door is not rejection, it is redirection. It is not failure, it is preparation. It is not the end. It is the process of getting you ready for what is truly meant for you. Have you ever planted a seed and expected it to sprout immediately? Of course not. You know it takes time. You water it. You nurture it. You protect it from harsh weather. You wait for it to grow. Trust in the process, even when you cannot see the results. Life is the same way. Your dreams, your goals, your purpose. They are like seeds. They need time to grow, to develop roots, and to blossom. Impatience will not accelerate the process. It will only disturb it. Trust allows you to nurture your vision without anxiety, without fear, and without forcing what is not yet ready to bloom. Trusting the timing of life also teaches you patience. Patience is not just waiting. Patience is active. Patience is maintaining faith, working with consistency, and staying aligned with your purpose even when results are delayed. Every trial you face, every moment of waiting, every challenge you endure is shaping you. It is preparing you. It is equipping you with the strength, wisdom, and resilience you will need for the next chapter. Trust that you are being trained, not abandoned. Trust that your story is unfolding exactly as it should. I know it is difficult to see when you are in the midst of waiting. I know it feels like everyone else is moving forward while you are stuck. I know it seems unfair when doors are closed and opportunities are delayed, but remember, this comparison is the thief of joy. Your journey is unique. Your timing is divine. Your path is tailored specifically for you. No one else can take your place, and no one else's journey can measure yours. Trust the timing of life, because what is meant for you cannot pass you by. Trusting timing also requires surrender. Surrender does not mean giving up. Surrender means releasing control over what you cannot control. It means acknowledging that life is bigger than your plans, your fears, your frustrations. There are forces, energies, and alignments at work that you may not see, but they are orchestrating your life in ways beyond your understanding. Surrender is the bridge between effort and results. It is the space where preparation meets opportunity, where persistence meets destiny, and where faith meets manifestation. Think about the greatest moments of your life, the achievements, the blessings, the breakthroughs. Were they always on your schedule? Probably not. Often, they came at the exact moment when you were ready, even if you did not know it. Often, delay was necessary to prepare your heart, sharpen your mind, and strengthen your resolve. Trust the timing of life, because what comes late often comes perfect. What comes after struggle often comes with lasting reward. What comes at the appointed time is unstoppable and transformative. Trusting timing also builds resilience. Life will test you. Life will challenge you. Life will make you wait. But when you trust in its timing, you develop the patience to endure, the faith to persevere, strength to continue when others would give up. Every setback becomes a lesson. Every delay becomes an opportunity. Every closed door becomes a redirection. Trust allows you to see beyond the immediate and understand that your life is being prepared for greatness. Another truth about timing is that rushing will not improve outcomes. Impatience often leads to mistakes, poor decisions, and unnecessary stress. When you trust the process, you can move deliberately, act wisely, and wait for the perfect alignment of circumstances. Timing is not something to be forced. Timing is something to be honored. There is a rhythm to life, and when you learn to move with it rather than against it, you experience peace, clarity, and success beyond your imagination. Trusting the timing of life also deepens your faith. Faith is not blind, it is informed by patience, experience, and understanding. When you trust timing, you affirm that there is a plan greater than your own, that there is wisdom beyond your comprehension. There is a power guiding your steps toward fulfillment. Faith allows you to keep moving, keep preparing, keep believing even when the path is unclear, because you know that the timing of life will bring everything into alignment when it is meant to. So I challenge you today, stop forcing things, stop rushing outcomes, stop worrying about whether you are ahead or behind. Stop comparing your journey to someone else's instead. Trust the timing of life, work diligently, prepare relentlessly, pray consistently. Stay aligned with your purpose. Strengthen your mind, your body, and your spirit. And then, when the time comes, move with confidence, knowing that life is delivering to you exactly what you need, exactly when you are ready to receive it. Remember, nothing that is meant for you will pass you by. Nothing that is meant to happen will happen too late. And nothing that is not meant for you can arrive early. Life unfolds perfectly when you trust it. The delays are lessons. The waiting is preparation. The obstacles are training. The detours are protection. And the timing The timing is perfect. I will trust the timing of my life. I will wait with patience. I will act with intention. I will prepare diligently. I will keep faith alive. And I will believe that life in its perfect timing will bring me everything I am meant to receive. I want to speak to the part of you that is searching, longing, and sometimes wondering if there is more to life than what you are experiencing. I want to speak to the part of you that feels restless, unfulfilled, even lost. There is a reason for that restlessness. There is a reason for that longing. There is a reason why your spirit whispers, why your heart aches, why your mind constantly seeks meaning. The reason is simple. You are meant to align with your purpose. Purpose is the compass of your life. Purpose is the reason you wake up every morning. Purpose is what fuels your passion, your resilience, and your vision. Without purpose, life becomes a series of random events, a cycle of doing without meaning, achieving without fulfillment, and existing without direction. When you align with your purpose, everything changes. Your life gains clarity. Your energy becomes magnetic. Your work becomes meaningful. Your relationships become richer. Your journey becomes intentional. But aligning with purpose requires self-awareness. It requires looking within, requires asking the hard questions. Who am I truly? What am I meant to contribute? What legacy do I want to leave? These are not questions to answer casually. They require reflection, honesty, and courage. Your purpose is not found in what others want for you. Your purpose is not found in societal expectations, cultural norms, or temporary trends. Your purpose is uniquely yours, and it is discovered when you listen to your soul, trust your instincts, and embrace your gifts. Aligning with purpose also requires courage. It is not always the easiest path. It is not always the most comfortable path. Often, purpose demands that you step away from conformity, from comfort, and from the familiar. Purpose requires that you move boldly in the direction of your calling, even when others do not understand. It demands that you risk rejection, criticism, and uncertainty because your destiny cannot be achieved by playing small. To align with purpose is to embrace bravery in the face of fear, persistence in the face of doubt, and vision in the face of darkness. Purpose also aligns with your natural gifts and talents. Each of us has been given unique abilities, experiences, and passions. Your purpose is never about doing what someone else can do. It is about using your God-given gifts in a way that impacts the world, serves others, fulfills the calling on your life. When you identify your strengths and focus them on meaningful contribution, you begin to operate in a space of flow. Begins to work for you rather than against you. Doors open that once seemed closed. Opportunities align that once seemed impossible. When you are in alignment with your purpose, your energy is undeniable and your influence is unstoppable. Aligning with purpose requires patience. Too often, we want immediate clarity, immediate results, immediate confirmation, but purpose is not revealed overnight. Purpose is often hidden in experiences, trials, seasons of preparation. Every challenge you face, every setback you endure, every season of waiting is shaping you for your purpose. Life is not rushing you. Life is preparing you. The timing is perfect and the alignment will become clear when you are ready to receive it fully. Trust the process, honor the journey, and keep moving forward even when the path is not fully visible. Aligning with purpose also demands focus. You cannot fulfill your purpose if your attention is divided. You cannot pursue meaning if you are distracted by trivial pursuits, toxic relationships, unnecessary comparisons. Purpose requires discipline. Purpose requires intention. Purpose requires that you guard your time, your energy, and your thoughts. You must prioritize what matters, say no to what does not, and stay committed to your vision even when the world is pulling you in different directions. With purpose is not casual, it is deliberate, and it is relentless. Purpose also brings fulfillment. Nothing else can replace it. Money, recognition, popularity, or material possessions can give temporary satisfaction, but they cannot give lasting fulfillment. Fulfillment comes when your life reflects your calling. Fulfillment comes when your actions match your values, your talents, and your passions. Fulfillment comes when you wake up excited to contribute, to create, and to serve. Alignment with purpose turns ordinary life into extraordinary impact, ordinary effort into lasting legacy, and ordinary days into meaningful chapters of your story. Another key aspect of aligning with purpose is resilience. Life will test you. Life will challenge you. Life will question whether you are on the right path. But when your purpose is clear, you cannot be shaken. Purpose becomes your anchor, your guide, and your fuel. It keeps you moving forward when obstacles arise. It keeps you motivated when circumstances are difficult. Keeps you strong when others doubt. Alignment with purpose is not just a path, it is armor equipping you to overcome, persist, and succeed no matter the odds. Finally, aligning with purpose impacts the world around you. Purpose is not only about personal fulfillment, it is about contribution. When you align with your calling, you naturally lift others, inspire others, and create ripples of change. Your life becomes a beacon. Your presence becomes a blessing. Your story becomes a source of hope, courage, and motivation for everyone who witnesses it. Alignment with purpose is never selfish. It is always generative. It is your contribution that completes the circle of your existence. Take the time to discover your purpose, listen to your inner voice, reflect on your gifts, your passions, and your experiences. Ask the hard questions. Step boldly even when the path is unclear. Work diligently, prepare relentlessly, and trust the process. Align your actions with your calling, your decisions with your values, and your life with your destiny. Do not settle for less. Do not follow someone else's path. Do not be satisfied with a life of mediocrity when greatness is calling your name. Remember this, the world is waiting for your contribution. Your purpose is waiting for your alignment. Your legacy is waiting for your courage. When you align with purpose, life flows. When you align with purpose, doors open. When you align with purpose, your impact is undeniable. Your life will finally reflect the brilliance that has always existed within you. Align with your purpose, step into your calling, live intentionally, serve meaningfully, trust your journey, and watch as your life transforms, not by chance, not by luck, but by the power of living in perfect alignment with who you were created to be. I want to speak to the part of you that is trying to rise, trying to succeed, trying to fulfill your purpose, but keeps feeling pulled in 1,000 directions. I want to speak to the part of you that knows you are destined for more, but finds yourself caught up in things that do not serve you. There is a truth I need to share with you today. Distractions are the enemy of greatness, and avoiding them is essential for your success. Life is full of distractions. They come in many forms: endless notifications on your phone, social media comparisons, negative conversations, toxic relationships, self-doubt, and even the lure of comfort and convenience. Distractions are everywhere, and they are relentless. They try to pull your focus away from what truly matters. They try to drain your energy, scatter your attention, and steal your momentum. And if you are not careful, distractions will rob you of your potential, delay your destiny, and keep you from living the life you were meant to live. Avoiding distractions begins with awareness. You cannot overcome what you do not see. You must first identify what is pulling your attention away from your goals. What are the habits, behaviors, or people that keep you from your purpose? Thoughts are taking up space in your mind that do not serve your growth. What activities consume your time without adding value to your life? Awareness is the first step, because you cannot fight an enemy you do not recognize. You must see it clearly, name it, and understand how it is affecting your journey. Once you recognize distractions, you must take deliberate action to eliminate them. Avoiding distractions requires discipline. It requires the courage to say no to things that are easy but unproductive. It requires the strength to set boundaries with people, places, and activities that pull you away from your purpose. Avoiding distractions is not always comfortable. It may mean stepping away from relationships that drain your energy, turning off entertainment that wastes your time, or saying no to commitments that are not aligned with your goals. But remember this: discipline today leads to freedom tomorrow. Every no to distraction is a yes to your purpose. Focus is the key to avoiding distractions. When your mind, your heart, and your energy are fully focused on what matters, distractions lose their power. Focus allows you to channel your effort into what truly matters, to work efficiently, and to make progress without interruption. Focus creates momentum. Focus builds clarity. Focus magnifies results. And focus, my friends, is not accidental. Focus is intentional. Focus is a habit that you cultivate every single day by choosing what deserves your attention and rejecting what does not. Avoiding distractions also requires patience. Life will always present temptations and diversions. There will always be shiny things, quick fixes, shortcuts that seem appealing. But every time you give in to a distraction, you delay your growth, your success, and your destiny. Patience allows you to stay committed to the long-term vision rather than getting sidetracked by temporary gratification. Patience allows you to prioritize what truly matters and trust that the effort you invest now will produce lasting results. Avoiding distractions also protects your energy. Your energy is your most valuable resource. Once it is spent, it cannot be recovered easily. When you allow distractions to consume your time and attention, you are giving away your energy to things that do not deserve it. You are fueling other people's agendas while neglecting your own. You are investing in temporary satisfaction while ignoring long-term growth. Avoiding distractions ensures that your energy is reserved for what truly matters, for your goals, your dreams, your purpose, and your legacy. The critical element of avoiding distractions is developing self-awareness of your triggers. What situations, environments, people cause your attention to wander? What habits or routines invite procrastination? What fears or insecurities pull you into unnecessary comparison or doubt? Once you identify these triggers, you can take proactive steps to avoid or manage them. Avoiding distractions is not just about eliminating external interruptions. It is also about mastering your internal world, your thoughts, your emotions, your reactions. Avoiding distractions also strengthens your resilience. Life will always challenge your focus. Opportunities will tempt you. Setbacks will frustrate you. Criticism will provoke you. Distractions will appear in unexpected ways. But when you are disciplined, aware, and committed to your purpose, you build the resilience to stay on track. You learn to navigate chaos without losing momentum. You learn to persist when distractions are unavoidable. And you learn that nothing external can derail you when your focus is unwavering. Moreover, avoiding distractions allows you to embrace your potential fully. When your mind is clear, your energy is focused, your attention is directed toward meaningful goals, you operate at a higher level, creativity flows, productivity increases, confidence rises, and opportunities that were once hidden suddenly become visible. Avoiding distractions is not just about saying no to things. It is about saying yes to the fullness of your life and the greatness that is waiting for you. Finally, avoiding distractions is a statement of self-respect. It is saying to yourself in the world, I value my time, I value my energy, I value my purpose. I will not allow anything or anyone to pull me away from what matters most. Every choice you make to stay focused, every boundary you set, every no to distraction is an act of honoring yourself. And when you honor yourself, the world begins to honor you as well. Your life begins to reflect the power of your focus, the clarity of your vision, and the depth of your discipline. Take control of your focus. Identify the distractions in your life. Eliminate what does not serve your growth. Guard your energy. Cultivate discipline. Strengthen your resilience. Stay committed to your purpose. And remember, every moment you avoid distraction is a moment invested in your greatness. Every hour spent focused on your vision brings you closer to the life you were meant to live. Every day that you prioritize what matters moves you toward unstoppable success. Avoid distractions. Protect your energy. Honor your time. Stay focused on your purpose and watch as life responds to your dedication, your clarity, and your unwavering commitment to what truly matters. The world will try to pull you away, but your strength, your vision, and your discipline will keep you on the path to greatness. I want to speak to you today about a truth that many people fail to understand. A truth so profound, yet so often overlooked in a world that values noise, reaction, and constant movement. That truth is this: silence is strategic, not weak. In our society, silence is often misinterpreted. People see someone who does not argue, who does not respond immediately, who chooses restraint, and they call it weakness. They say, "Why are you quiet? Why don't you speak up? Why don't you fight back?" But let me tell you something, there is power in silence. There is strategy in stillness. There is authority in choosing when and how to respond. Silence is not the absence of strength. It is the presence of wisdom, patience, and intentionality. Silence allows you to assess before you act. When you choose not to react impulsively, you give yourself time to think, to analyze, and to plan. You create space to understand the situation fully before making a move. Many people act too quickly, speak too hastily, and react too emotionally. In doing so, they undermine themselves, they waste energy, they create conflict where none is necessary. They reveal weaknesses that could have been hidden. Silence, on the other hand, is deliberate. It allows you to observe, calculate, and respond with precision. It is a tool of strategy, not a sign of passivity. Think about the great leaders, the influential figures, and the successful individuals throughout history. How many of them were constantly reacting to every insult, every challenge, every opportunity? Very few. Instead, they mastered the art of timing. They understood that not every battle needs to be fought, not every opinion needs to be defended, and not every provocation deserves a response. They used silence as armor. They used silence as a weapon. They used silence to control the narrative, to maintain dignity, to ensure that when they spoke or acted, it carried weight. Silence is also strategic because it protects your energy. Every word you speak, every argument you enter, every reaction you give consumes energy. When you are constantly responding to the world, you are giving away your power. You are allowing others to dictate your emotions, your focus, and your attention. But when you choose silence, you conserve your energy for what truly matters. You focus your strength on your goals, your purpose, and your growth rather than wasting it on conflicts, distractions, and negativity. Silence is a way of saying, I will not be drained by what does not matter. I will not be pulled off my path. Energy belongs to me. Silence also commands respect. There is something magnetic about a person who does not feel the need to justify themselves constantly. There is power in restraint. People notice those who speak less but say more. People respect those who respond wisely rather than reacting impulsively. Silence is authority. Silence is control. Silence communicates confidence and mastery without needing to boast. And when used strategically, silence makes others lean in, listen, and recognize the power that you carry within. Furthermore, silence is strategic because it allows for reflection. Life is full of complex situations, challenging relationships, and unexpected twists. If you rush to react without understanding, you risk making decisions that could harm your future. Silence gives you the ability to reflect, to gain perspective, to align your actions with your long-term goals. It allows you to think 3 steps ahead, anticipate consequences, to respond with clarity and precision. Those who master silence rarely regret their words because they speak and act from intention, not impulse. Silence is also strategic in conflict. When someone tries to provoke you, push you, or undermine you, responding immediately may escalate the situation. Reacting emotionally often empowers the other person while weakening your position. But silence, when used strategically, shifts the power back to you. It confuses the aggressor. It removes them from control. It allows you to approach the situation from a place of calm authority and purpose. Silence is not surrender. It is mastery. It is the ability to control your reaction and ultimately the outcome. Another reason silence is strategic is that it allows life to reveal its truths. When you are quiet, you observe patterns, see opportunities, and understand people more deeply. You gain insight that is invisible to those who rush, talk too much, or react impulsively. Often speaks in subtle ways, lessons, signs, doors opening or closing. But if you are constantly noisy, constantly reacting, you may miss the very cues that are guiding you towards success, alignment, and breakthrough. Silence sharpens your perception. Silence makes you wise. Silence gives you vision. Silence is also strategic because it creates anticipation. When you choose not to reveal everything at once, when you hold your cards close, when you act intentionally, people pay attention. Your words carry weight. Your actions carry impact. Your presence is felt. Those who master silence understand that timing is everything. Speaking too soon, reacting too quickly, or revealing too much can dilute your influence. Silence ensures that when the moment arrives, your message, your action, or your decision is powerful, decisive, and unforgettable. Finally, silence is strategic because it aligns with inner strength. It is a reflection of self-control, discipline, and confidence. When you do not need to prove yourself constantly, when you do not seek validation through argument or reaction, you demonstrate mastery over your own life. Silence communicates that you are centered, grounded, and aligned with your purpose. It says to the world, I know who I am. I know what I want. Know my power, and I will not waste it on what does not serve me. Do not fear silence. Do not mistake it for weakness. Embrace it as a tool of strategy, weapon of wisdom, and a manifestation of strength. Learn when to speak and when to hold your tongue. Learn to conserve your energy. Learn to observe, reflect, plan before you act. Learn that your influence is amplified not by how much you say, but by how wisely you use your words. Let silence become your ally, your shield, and your instrument of power. Remember, silence is not passive. Silence is not surrender. Silence is intentional. Silence is preparation. Silence is control. Silence is strategy. And when you master the art of silence, you will move through life with authority, wisdom, and unstoppable power. I want to speak to you today about a principle so profound, yet so often misunderstood. It is a principle that separates those who live in peace, alignment, fulfillment from those who are constantly exhausted, frustrated, and chasing what never arrives. That principle is this: receive, don't chase. Too often, we live our lives running after things, opportunities, recognition, relationships, money, success, and even validation. We believe that the harder we chase, the faster we will achieve, the sooner we will arrive, and the more we will be fulfilled. But let me tell you something, life does not work that way. Chasing often leaves us empty, tired, and frustrated. Chasing can cloud our judgment, lead us to make poor choices, pull us away from what is truly meant for us. Receiving, on the other hand, is a posture of alignment. It is a state of being that says, I am ready. I am prepared. I am open to what is meant for me. Receiving requires patience, presence, and trust. It does not mean you sit idly or do nothing. It means you do the work, prepare, cultivate your skills, and refine your character. But you stop forcing life to give you what is not yet ready for you. Receiving is about creating the space in your life, mind, and spirit for blessings, opportunities, and growth to flow naturally without desperation, without force, and without anxiety. Chasing often stems from fear. Fear of missing out, fear of being left behind, fear that life will not provide, fear that if we do not act immediately, we will lose our chance. But fear is a poor guide. It creates urgency where there should be patience. It leads to stress where there should be peace. It blinds us to what is available in the present. When we learn to receive rather than chase, we move from fear to faith. We shift from desperation to confidence. We understand that the right things at the right time always find their way to us when we are prepared to accept them. Receiving requires clarity. It requires that you know what you want, what aligns with your purpose, and what serves your growth. You cannot receive what you do not recognize. You cannot accept opportunities if you do not have a clear sense of what is meant for you. Clarity allows you to distinguish between what is worth pursuing and what is worth releasing. It helps you open your hands to receive the gifts, relationships, opportunities that align with your calling while letting go of those that do not. Receiving also requires trust. Trust in yourself, trust in your journey, and trust in the timing of life. You must trust that the universe, God, or life itself has a plan for you that is bigger than your own understanding. You must trust that what is meant for you will not bypass you. You must trust that delays, detours, and challenges are not obstacles, but preparation. The art of receiving is the art of surrender. Surrendering the need to force, the need to control, and the need to manipulate outcomes. It is about believing that when you are aligned and ready, life will bring you exactly what you need. Chasing often leads to exhaustion. You may have noticed this in your own life. The relentless pursuit of approval, success, or recognition leaves you tired, frustrated, and disconnected from your own inner peace. Chasing creates tension, impatience, and disappointment when life does not move according to your timeline. Receiving restores balance. Receiving allows you to act with intention, focus on your growth, and engage fully in the present. It allows you to put forth your best effort without being enslaved by the outcome. It allows you to live with faith, hope, and confidence, knowing that life will bring what is yours when it is meant to. Receiving is not passive, it is active. It is preparation, it is cultivation, it is alignment. You are preparing yourself spiritually, emotionally, and mentally to be ready when the right opportunities arrive. You are clearing out what no longer serves you, refining your skills, and strengthening your character. You are creating a life that is magnetic to the blessings you desire. And when those blessings arrive, you are ready to receive them fully without fear, doubt, or resistance. Chasing also distracts from gratitude. When we are constantly pursuing, we overlook what we already have. We take for granted the gifts, lessons, and relationships that are already present in our lives. Receiving, on the other hand, cultivates gratitude. It reminds us to honor the journey, appreciate the progress, and acknowledge the small blessings along the way. Gratitude opens the door for more. When you are thankful for what you have, life responds with abundance. When you chase, you remain in a state of lack. When you receive, you enter a state of flow. Receiving requires boundaries. It requires that you protect your energy, your focus. I challenge you to love it and your attention from things that are not meant for you. You cannot receive fully if you are constantly being pulled in every direction. You must learn to say no to what does not serve you, what drains you, and what distracts you. You must create space, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, so that what is meant for you can enter without resistance. Boundaries are essential for receiving because they create clarity, alignment, readiness. Another reason receiving is powerful is that it aligns with your purpose. Life is not random. The right opportunities, relationships, blessings arrive in harmony with your journey when you are ready and when you are prepared to act with wisdom and integrity. By receiving, you are positioning yourself in alignment with your destiny. You are not chasing illusions or temporary gains. You are cultivating a life that is meaningful, fulfilling, and transformative. Finally, receiving teaches patience and faith. Life unfolds in its own timing. Chasing often leads to disappointment because we try to force outcomes prematurely. Receiving allows us to step back, trust the process, and embrace patience. It teaches us to wait without anxiety, to act without desperation, and to trust without doubt. Receiving is a practice of faith. Faith that the universe, God, or life itself is bringing you exactly what you need at the perfect moment. Stop chasing. Stop forcing. Stop exhausting yourself in pursuit of what is not ready to arrive. Instead, prepare, cultivate, and align. Open your hands and your heart to receive what is meant for you. Trust the timing. Trust the process. Trust your worth and your readiness. When the right opportunities, blessings, and relationships come, receive them fully, knowing that you have done everything necessary to be prepared. Remember, chasing often leads to depletion, frustration, and regret. Receiving leads to alignment, abundance, and fulfillment. Chasing is about fear. Receiving is about faith. Chasing is temporary. Receiving is lasting. Chasing drains. Receiving energizes. Stop chasing. Start receiving. Align yourself with your purpose, prepare diligently, and trust that life will deliver exactly what you need, exactly when you are ready to receive it.